even sometimes you don't expect to do your best and you just give it a random try and it kind of works out.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Lose Weight Sarah, where I'm on a mission to lose 100 pounds my way. This is a video that was requested by a lot of people, so I figured I'd throw something together and just take you through an entire day of eating with me. I have the privilege of being able to work from home, so what I'm gonna do today is every time I cook something or prepare something to eat, I'm gonna walk you through that. I will give you the calories and all the nutritional info at the bottom of the video, so keep an eye on that and we'll just see what I eat and what's helping me lose weight. Now, as you guys know, I mentioned a few times that I do follow anabolic recipes from several different YouTube creators. So if there is a recipe video that I have followed to make that particular meal, I'll actually put a link to it in the description box below so that you guys can check out that recipe video, and then the creator obviously gets a little bit of credit for it too. So with all that being said, it's breakfast time and I'm pretty hungry and I haven't had my coffee yet, and we need to do something about that. So let's go. Breakfast this morning is going to be a really simple egg white and cheese sandwich, and it only really needs a few very simple ingredients. You probably already have this stuff in your house. This recipe is from the channel Remington James. He does a lot of anabolic recipes and they're very easy to make, which I like. So I'm going to start by weighing out my ingredients. I do weigh pretty much everything I cook just for accuracy when it comes to calories. So I'm going to have about 80 grams of egg whites, and then I'm going to measure out about 28 grams of cheese. That's a serving size on the cheese. The other thing we need to do is get our slice of just regular white bread, just any low-calorie bread. We're gonna cut that in half and then spray each side with a little bit of, I can't believe it's not butter, or other zero-calorie butter spray. And this is really just to give it a little bit of a buttery flavor when you cook it. Now that I've got all that going, I want to make sure my coffee is ready when my sandwich is, and I have this nifty little Mandalorian 1-cup coffee maker that I got for Christmas this year. So I'm just gonna pour a little coffee grinds in, add some water. This is exactly 5 ounces of water for 1 cup. And then slap the lid on, and that's ready to go once I turn on the switch. So now it's time to cook my sandwich. I'm gonna hit my pan with just a little bit of nonstick spray, and then I'm gonna put the heat on to about medium-high. Once the pan's heated up, I can go ahead and add my bread. And this is kind of the fun part. You just pour your egg whites right around it. So there's no need to make it in a separate dish, and this gives the bread almost like a French toast-ish consistency, except of course like it's not sweet. So once those egg whites are cooked through, I'm going to go ahead and just separate them around the outside of the bread and then just scoop them right onto one side of the sandwich. Once that egg white is on the sandwich, I will add on the cheese. And then we're just gonna flip the bread and fold it so that it's a sandwich. I'm gonna scoot that to the center of the pan, and then we'll just let it kind of toast up on the outside, and that cheese is gonna get nice and melty. Oh, doesn't that look nice? It's really nice and crispy when it's all done. I mean, it looks like something I would want to eat every day, and certainly doesn't look like diet food. This coffee mate is the sugar-free version, and the calories and fat was just so much less. I used to use half and half every day. I haven't put sugar in my coffee for a very long time, but by switching to the sugar-free French vanilla coffee mate, I'm able to save a ton of calories. I think it's almost or over 100 calories. Give my sandwich a flip. This is just about ready here, so we can take this off the pan, and it is time to eat. Oh, look at that melty cheese. This is a really delicious breakfast, and the totals I'm showing you here are for the entire meal. So this includes my coffee as well. It is 211 calories, 5 grams of fat, 24 grams of carbohydrates, 21 grams of protein, and 1 gram of fiber. It is now time for my morning snack. I'm having this about 2 hours after my breakfast, and I like to choose snacks that are high in protein and fiber. That way they keep me full between meals. This is a light and fit Greek yogurt. I'm having the toasted coconut vanilla flavor, which is absolutely one of my favorites, but pretty much all the flavors they have are really good. As well as a Fiber One coffee cake. I love the Fiber One snack bars because they're so tasty for so few calories. And you can see this calories in this whole snack are super low, 150 calories, 3 grams of fat, 27 grams of carbs, 13 grams of protein, and 5 grams of fiber. So I will be full for quite some time. Okay, so I'm getting to a little bit of a late lunch today, but I wanted to show you what I'm making. I'm gonna have just a really simple barbecue pulled chicken sandwich. Nothing fancy, nothing complicated. I'm gonna use my Instant Pot to make some really juicy, tender chicken that will be so tender that I'll just be able to shred it apart really fast with a fork. Somebody hoping I drop something over here. This shredded chicken is so easy to make in the Instant Pot. It really just takes a couple of minutes. You basically throw in your chicken breast with about a cup and a half of chicken broth, and then you're going to set your Instant Pot valve to sealing, and then you're going to set the time to about 15 minutes. And you can release the pressure at the end of the 15 minutes. As you can see, I got caught up doing something for work, so I kind of let it sit, but that's fine. It's just going to get more and more tender. All you have to do is transfer the chicken with a little bit of liquid into the bowl, and it's so soft you can just shred it apart really easily. I think total time it took me to shred all this chicken was about 5 minutes. And this is more than enough chicken for multiple meals throughout the week, so I'll be able to reuse this, and I'll just store whatever's left over in the refrigerator. What I'm going to do now is actually go ahead and weigh out a portion size for my lunch sandwich. So now I'm going to add this G. Hughes sugar-free barbecue sauce. I love the sweet and spicy one because the flavor is just so good. You really can't go wrong with any of the G. Hughes sauces, but they're so low calorie that it just makes it very easy to add to pretty much any meal that you're having. So I'm going to go ahead and weigh out a serving size of 2 tablespoons, which is about 30 grams. I actually went a little bit over here, and that's okay because the calories are so insignificant, it really doesn't matter. So if I had wanted to make this a little bit more saucy, I totally could have done that. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix up my chicken and barbecue sauce, and then it's time to get it on the bun. And I use these Oro Wheat 100% whole wheat buns. They're a little bit higher in calories, but the fiber and protein are really high, so that makes them really filling. And what I'm going to do is also add just a regular American cheese single to the sandwich. Then add my chicken, and what I'm going to do is pop this whole entire thing right into the air fryer. Putting it in the air fryer is just going to heat it all the way through. It's going to give the bun a little bit of toastiness on the top, and it's also going to melt that cheese. So we'll set this for 400 degrees in just 1 minute because we're going to just let it toast while it heats up. So that just took a few quick minutes, and now we're going to go ahead and cut this sandwich in half just to make it a little easier to handle. And you can see all of that cheese melted through. This is so good. So for the sandwich, the entire thing was 335 calories, 11 grams of fat, 34 grams of carbs, 27 grams of protein, and 5 grams of fiber. Something funny that happened, I actually made this on my own, and then ironically, as I was actually filming this, Remington James posted a recipe for the shredded chicken, so I will share that link in the description below too. Okay, it's 5 o'clock and it's time to get a little exercise in. So I actually drove over to the track, even though it's super close. It's pretty cold out today. It's like 48 degrees, which
I don't really like anything under 70 personally, so kind of have to deal with it. So I figured, let me just drive over. That way, when I'm done, I can hop right in the car and be home and not have to worry about being cold or anything. So I'm going to do a little jog around, probably not too much, but I definitely need to get my steps in. Right now, I'm at 3,349 steps, which is pretty pathetic for 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So I've definitely got to up my game there a little bit and get some steps in. So let's go.
Let me tell you about me. Take it down in 1, 2, 3. I don't like my boys too sweet. I don't worry about you. I just worry about me. So you better run. You don't know what I need. Take it down in 1, 2, 3. Phone is buzzing up, beep beep. I don't care about you. I just care about me. So you better run. Take your pretty outfit and go. Show yourself right out of my zone. Now before I lose my control. Grass is always greener, you know. So I used to standing here fall. Run back home to
Oh, okay guys, I'm almost finished working out, but I was super excited to tell you. You can hear I'm pretty well winded. I beat a personal record today. The best I had ever done was running 2 laps, not consecutively or anything, but I did 3. So I ran laps 7, 5, and 3. So now I'm gonna walk out the last 2, and then it's time to go home. Whew.
Today's workout went so much better than I expected. I beat a personal best record, and really all I was intending to do while I was out here was just run around a little to get my steps up. So I'm feeling really proud of myself. Sometimes we just defy our own expectations. I'm so glad I brought you guys along with me today so that you could see that even sometimes you don't expect to do your best and you just give it a random try and it kind of works out. Oh, and by the way, any concerns I had about being cold, really didn't have to worry about that. After I jogged for a few minutes, I was perfectly fine. Before I head back to the house, I do want to check my steps. So I started with 3,800. You know, I said it earlier in the video, but I finished in about 45 minutes and I'm up to 8,129 steps. So woohoo, I should hit 10K by the end of the day. I'm not too hard on myself about my step goal because if I get it, I get it. If not, you know, do better the next day. But yeah, so pretty exciting. That's a really, really good day for me fitness wise.
So dinner tonight is a honey bran chicken, and I'm also going to have a side of steamed broccoli and some leftover baked beans. So the first thing that we need to do is crush up some of the bran flakes to make them into a coating for the chicken. A lot of people do this with corn flakes. I actually use the bran flakes because they're higher in fiber, and so that makes it a lot more filling. So I'm just going to crush those up and then prepare my pan with just a grate and a little bit of nonstick. And then I'm going to preheat my oven to 425. These are going to need to cook for about 20 to 25 minutes, depending on your chicken breast. So for my personal piece of chicken, I actually weigh everything out. I used about 10 grams of honey. You just need enough to coat the chicken. It doesn't have to be a lot. So you can see I'm just going to spread that honey around. And this is what's going to get my bran flakes to stick. It also contributes to the crispiness of the chicken, I find. Once that's coated, I'm going to throw it right into the bag with my crushed up bran flakes and then give it a really, really good shake so that it's coated on all sides. And what I'll do too is usually like press those in a little bit. I weighed this out so that I can figure out exactly how many grams of flakes I have on there.
Are you scavenging for crumbs? I don't have anything for you.
While the chicken goes into the oven, I am going to just prepare some broccoli. I steam it just the old-fashioned way in a steamer basket with about a cup of water in a big old pot. And I cook it by color. So I wait till it's just like the right bright green color. So it'll be just a little crisp, but not too crisp. Chicken is looking good. It's just about done here. So I'm gonna throw the leftover baked beans that I had in the microwave, and then this should be just about ready to serve. G. Hughes back again in the sauce department. I've got the honey mustard dipping sauce, again, super low calorie. I also use the no sugar added Heinz ketchup. And I just use the no sugar added stuff because it tends to be lower in calories. No other reason other than that. So I'm going to measure these out so they're ready for my chicken. While dinner is finishing cooking, I'm going to go ahead and get my dessert for later ready. I'm going to use 2 Fiber One brownies and a little bit of sugar-free Cool Whip to actually make a little ice cream sandwich. And this little dessert is going to be so awesome. It's only going to have 164 calories, 8 grams of fat, 40 grams of carbs, 2 grams of protein, and a whopping 10 grams of fiber. And it is absolutely delicious. You would never know that it was not intended to be an ice cream sandwich. And it's so easy. You literally just plop everything together, weigh it out, and then stick it right in the freezer. It could not possibly be any easier than that. Broccoli is looking good. It's ready. I'm going to turn that off. The chicken is now out of the oven, looking nice and crispy. And man, oh man, I cannot wait to dig into this. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by the macros of this dish. There's lots of fiber, lots of protein, and just lots and lots of yummy flavor. So the total calories are 491 calories, 8 grams of fat, 53 grams of carbs, 44 grams of protein, and 12 grams of fiber. And let me tell you, this is just so delicious. One of my favorite, most easy, simple meals. That brings my total calories for the day to 1,411 with 35 grams of fat, 186 carbs, 106 grams of protein, and 33 grams of fiber. And I'm full and completely satisfied too.
I'm waiting for him. I'm filming right now, like I'm recording. I'm waiting for him to walk by and he just looks at me and goes, "What's up?" It's just about 8 o'clock. I am done for the day. I still have one more little snack to eat. I hope you guys enjoyed this day of eating video and a little bit of exercise too. If you want to see more content like this, be sure to tell me in the comments below. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And until next time, I'll see you real soon.